Hi.
Sorry, no! Just...
Okay, we're running with it.
Okay.
She was doing creepy eyebrows and made me laugh. Aren't those creepy? Anyway, we're...
We're not, are we? Yeah, okay.
We're Faking Sanity.
we are. No, sorry.
We run a bookstore / coffee and tea shop / yarny shop in Dawson Creek, BC, Canada. Yeah, welcome if you've been here before, and if you haven't, no, welcome back if you've been here before, and if you haven't,
we're
welcome.
with it today.
It's time for more caffeine.
I'm Cindy.
I'm Ange, and you can find us on Ravelry as Faking Sanity's group, but
And a lot of places we put it up beforehand.
Right.
Hopefully.
So hopefully you've just seen all how to reach us.
All of our different ways to find us.
If you haven't, we fail at technology, and it's in the show notes below.
Yeah, that works. Okay.
So I think we'll just jump into FOs this week.
I have FOs. You don't have any FOs. Okay.
I don't.
So I have a couple. I mean, these are ancient FOs. These are ones that I pulled out of the Lucky Dip the last couple weeks, last couple podcasts. This is the first one. So a month ago, I pulled this out of the Whip Lucky Dip. This is something. Okay. So this is it's Zuzu's Petals by Carina Spencer. It is great. It's a cowl that looks like a shawl, and I love it.
And
I might actually wear it. Yes,
it's 100% silk.
It
feels
is
amazing.
It's Handmaiden Silken in Capri colorway, and I really have an issue with things around my neck.
Yeah, that's not going to be an issue.
This is lovely. So yeah, and it's a DK weight 100% silk. Fabulous. I bought it a long time ago.
In your usual colorways?
In my usual colorways. I love blue. That has expanded some to like greens and pinks and stuff, but I love blue. I knit it in 2014 and I finally finished it and blocked it. It's lovely. I didn't block it really aggressively, so it didn't make any little points.
But the soft points are nice.
Well,
and it's just barely a point.
Well, the problem is that I actually pulled out the wrong thing. I should have been pulling out these ones. Okay.
Pull it off, yeah.
I was pretty out of it while blocking it. So it's got these lovely little lace leaves, and I should have been pulling these out so they looked leafy, and for some unknown reason I pulled these.
But that just highlights the leaf on the row above.
Yeah, I mean, it looks lovely, and I love it, so it's all good. It is, I think, going to be a me present.
You gonna keep it?
I might keep it, though. I mean, sorry.
But on the days when it's not super cold and you don't need the... Yeah. It's cold. We're in northern BC. It's pretty cold up here a lot of the winter.
It's cold right now.
Right now it's
bizarre.
Not. It'd be nice for
it's above
those
0
days.
Celsius.
Yeah. About 34 Fahrenheit for Americans.
Yeah.
I grew up on the US border. I know the conversions.
Well, most people my age actually know them pretty good because Canada didn't convert until the 70s. So basically everything we do is in both metric and imperial.
Yeah. She mocks me because I do my yarn labels in yards.
Grams and yards.
Yards and grams. And I'm like,
no.
But this is how my brain works.
Grams should go with meters. Ounces should go with yards. Or just put it all.
Imperial and metric.
Yeah, we're very Canadian that way. So yeah, I love it. I love this pattern. I've knitted a few times. Yeah, so I'll probably knit another one because it's great. It's really handy just being able to pull it over my head rather than try to arrange it and keep it arranged and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So my other FO is
this was also a Whip Lucky Dip, right?
This was last podcast's Whip Lucky Dip. So it is a scarf.
You should show it closer too.
Oh, okay. It's this lovely lace in... No, it looks fine. Good enough.
Okay.
It is the Tudor Grace pattern by Hanson.
She's one of my favorite designers. I think I've knit this like 4 times.
She has beautiful patterns. And the yarn is Faking Sanity Neurosis. Well, okay, we only ever had one yarn.
It was going to be Faking Sanity Neurosis,
Yeah.
but I didn't end up getting this base. So.
It is a 70% merino and 30% sea cell that Ange dyed long time ago.
2009 or
Yeah,
2010?
about then. Yeah. And it's great. It's a color I used to would have hated. Can speak English, really. It's my first language.
And
unlike
she's
her.
the one who, learned English first.
Yeah, and it is great. So the funny thing about this one is I actually started it in May of 2010. So it's taken me 7.5 years. I even had the ends woven in. I just needed to block it.
Just needed blocking.
All it needed was blocking. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this one.
It's kind of your Faking Sanity, so she started this when after
bit too short for that.
After we first saw this shop
Yeah.
was for sale. We came up for a visit, and she started this as soon as we got back to Calgary. So we're coming up on our 7.5 years. So yeah.
Yes. We call it our anniversary because it's the anniversary of our shop, not because we're in a relationship or anything. Just to clear that up. Did we say that last week too? I think I'm mentioning it too many times.
I didn't say anniversary.
I know, but I did.
Oh, okay. I'm like out of the blue.
Actually, one year, when we survived 5 years of having a store together, we actually went out for dinner, and a friend of ours who was working there bought us dinner. I was like, it was wonderful. He was like, and he asked his boss if he could give us a free dessert, because they do free desserts for like birthdays and anniversaries and stuff, and his boss was like, that's a great anniversary, give it to him. So anyway, that's my Tudor Grace.
We survived the scary part of business.
Yeah, it's been 7 years, and we haven't killed each other, which is excellent, because there are some days we want to. Less
that's
now,
our
more now, I don't know. Anyway,
We're fine.
but that goes into my Whip Lucky Dip.
Okay.
So, for those of you who haven't watched before, this, I've mentioned it already twice, but I'm not very good at finishing stuff. I procrastinate a little. So this is my big bag of pretty much done projects. So some of them need ends woven in, some of them just need blocking, whatever. And I added a few more this week because I was going through stuff and found more. So Angel's gonna pull out one, and then by next podcast I'll have it done.
Maybe.
No, I will try.
She was good this week.
I got
by
two
like
done.
Wednesday night. She was like, I have to block
Things, yes.
Okay, what is it?
What's this? What is it? It's a little one. I don't know. Oh, okay. It is.
Oh,
It is.
I haven't seen that
my
name.
Messalina Cowl, which is now an actual pattern, though it doesn't look like this. It was not. Okay, so it is based on the Messalina pattern by Kay Jones of Bakery Bears. And so when was that? 2 years ago. She put out this Messalina pattern, which was a shawl. And I loved it, but I wasn't feeling the shawls at the time. So I hacked it to make myself a cowl.
it's nice with that cable panel down the center.
Yeah, the shawl is beautiful. So this is, on the shawl, this is the spine, and then you just have the little twisted...
Rib.
Yeah, little twisted rib at
it's
the
actually
bottom
got-
of it.
Oh,
It's not twisted rib. It's
twisted
it's little
stitches.
cables.
You've got
Yeah,
little 2-stitch cables across.
yeah, and this is the rib down. Okay, so it's a shawl out of DK weight, and it's beautiful. But I hacked it, and then about 2 weeks ago, Kay just updated the pattern with a cowl pattern in it.
cool.
So I actually am going to knit the actual cowl pattern, but I loved this. It's really, really soft. So
the yarn?
it is Yarn Indulgences
Oh, yeah.
ZMCN sock in creme brulee. Oopsie, I didn't get the cowl or the cable at the front.
She does nice
Just a,
colors.
It's just a little cowl so I can wear my coat and yeah, I really
nice.
like it. No.
And everybody needs a little cashmere around their neck, right?
Yeah.
You're treating
Apparently.
yourself cashmere and silk both this time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I bought these a long time ago. So this one is pretty new. I knitted in 2015. That's new.
Very new for you.
And honestly, I mean, I could wear it. I totally could, but I never blocked it. And I really wanted to.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna block out the bottom a bit more, pull it out some.
So it sits
But
a little
yeah,
better.
it just needs a bit of a block. I want it, give it a bit of soak so it's even softer. But then I think I need to knit a Messalina Cowl from the actual pattern after that. Did I say everything?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm surprised this is actually in there because really it looks done.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
But it needed blocking, and you were a good girl.
Needs
and
blocking.
Was
I'm gonna be
we're
good.
honest. I'm not sure where August came from. Honest is August now.
I was August. Yeah. Now, how did you do on your Witch Lucky Dip?
I said I would finish my brioche stitch cowl, and I failed. I actually, okay, so I looked all over the place for I have a little chibi with my tapestry needles for sewing in ends, and it has everything from small ones to large ones and bent tips and straight tips, and I keep them all there so I always know where to find them. So I have no other needles anywhere else.
Silly, I have stuff everywhere.
And I like to keep it organized, and so I put it away in the wrong spot last time I used it, and so I looked everywhere and couldn't find it, so I couldn't sew the buttons, because even when I asked Cindy to borrow hers, she just had thick buttons, and the holes, thick needles and the holes on the buttons were too thin, so I needed my chibi, which had all my thin needles in it.
I was going to show a chibi, but I apparently didn't have it with me.
This is my chibi. And I found it in the project bag that has no need for sewing needles whatsoever, and I found it when we were unpacking for the podcast. They're really great. I bought it in Calgary at a yarn shop, and it came with 3 needles, all bent tip needles, and they were magnetic, so they stayed together when you opened it. They didn't drop out. Yeah,
I didn't notice that mine were magnetic.
You can remagnetize them or demagnetize. I mean, it's been 12 years, 10 years, something like that. They're no longer magnetic. But I have all my needles in it. And so now, when we go home tonight, I'll probably sew the buttons on my cowl.
Do you want to show it? Or do you have
I
it
didn't
to show
bring it.
us?
I didn't change anything on it. So
it's very pretty.
So it's a pretty squishy blue cowl, and it'll make its
gorgeous buttons.
It'll make its return when it has buttons on our next podcast.
That's awesome.
So I failed at Faux because that was the only one I was going to have done, because I was in the middle of larger projects. So
yes, big.
But I do have some whips.
Yeah, I get to go first.
Yeah. Okay, you go first.
Okay, so
gotta follow the notes. It messes me up if we don't.
Really messes her up. So I realized this week that it's like 2 weeks till Christmas, and I hadn't finished my Christmas presents. Now, I had promised myself I
haven't shipped mine either.
Yeah.
They're going out today.
I had promised myself I wasn't going to do any Christmas presents, like handmade Christmas presents, except for the cowl for Mom that I already had done. Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway, so I have a couple things that are in progress still. So this is a hat. So we showed these off on like the first podcast we did.
Yeah. I finished mine.
Yeah, H has had her scarf and hat done for ages, and I've had the cowl done. And I just have to finish the hat. It is such an easy pattern.
It is.
And I just have not been in the mood for it. So it's a like 4-color Bernat big cake. Mm-hmm. Though I cut the colors so there's shorter stripes on the hat. But the pattern is just a like
You didn't write it down?
No, it doesn't matter. It's just a really, really basic.
It's a broken rib.
Yeah, a broken rib. I was like, not really a broken rib. Yeah, a broken rib. Anyway, really easy.
I will try to get the pattern for you.
I'm calling this a whip because I have to have it done and given as a gift before the next time you will see it. So you will not see it as an FO. But
yeah.
It's all right. You don't have to look up the name. It's fine.
But that's bad podcasting.
I'm a bad podcaster.
I will put it in the show notes.
I have one other Christmas present that is not quite done. It's cross stitch, not knitting, but it is. It's all rolled up because
it's not on a frame yet.
Starry Night,
It's
I'm
actually
so
starting
close.
to look like Starry
I'm
Night now.
so close to being done, so there's just like just little bits here and there.
So if you
that
can
aren't
see
done.
tiny little red blips, those are the stitch
blips
mat
and-
underneath. So
Yeah.
that's all that's left on those. You're
yeah.
gonna make it. You just have to focus on it.
I have been focusing on it.
I know you've been doing that.
I have maybe 100 stitches left. It's just that there's like 5 stitches of one color and they're in 5 different places on it, and yeah. So, but this is one of my Christmas presents.
Yeah.
I
She's
cannot
gonna
wait.
love it.
Yes, and so all of the color underneath and this color is supposed to all wash off.
Yeah.
But I got it really cheap, so I'm really hoping it will.
And then you'll frame it, and
Yes, and then I'm gonna frame it for my friend, and yeah.
it'll be lovely.
I like it, and I count. Well, I didn't count the number of stitches. It has a stitch count, and it's over 32,000 crosses on it. It's
a small project.
So great. So yeah,
It's fabulous.
those are 2 of my whips. Those are my Christmas whips. So they will be done and given before our next podcast. Is the hope. And then you have a whip.
I do. I
You have a couple?
have. So last week I showed some new yarn I had gotten at the craft
any of my new
extravaganza, Northern Craft Extravaganza, whatever it was called. It was Sugar Bush Rapture in this gorgeous gray color called Smoky Spirit. And it's really soft. It's 50% llama and 50% superfine merino, but this is softer than any llama I've ever knit with. It's, yeah, I really like it. And so I'm knitting
I like the color.
a talus hat, which starts out, it's just, there's not much there right now. I started this I'm losing a stitch, no!
She started it last night
Thank you.
while we were watching something. No, I wasn't watching anything with her.
I was
That was
watching
this
podcasts.
morning.
So it just starts with a simple rib, and then it goes into a seed stitch. But then the seed stitch has kind of cable columns that shift around it to make it look like mountain ranges, and then it goes into a stockinette stitch hat. And I will show you a picture.
Right there. Sorry, it's on the iPad, so there'll be a nice reflection and all that.
Yeah, this will be super glary, but you'll get an idea. So there's the seed stitch background on the bottom, but then the cables on the top look like the tops of the mountains, and then into just a plain stockinette top. And
It's really pretty.
and then
I'm gonna do that one.
it'll have a hat tribble on top.
Oh,
Because I have one that matches. But
Yes.
I'm really liking it, and it's super soft. And it's actually a little thinner than I thought it was. It's like 200 meters per ball. So I thought
That's
kind of
worsted.
true worsted. But it's actually knitting up
because it's got
because
llama
it's
and alpaca
a little bit of a
and all that.
halo. The yarn itself is thinner, like the gauge is taken with the halo in mind. So you can see it's actually not very dense, and this is on a size 7 needle. And I usually use like a size 6 or 7 for the brim and an 8 for the body of the hat. But I stayed with the 7 on this because I didn't want it too open. But it's going to be lovely. And then once I block it, I did spritz it a little, and it fills out really nicely. So it'll be a
Didn't
nice
say who
hat.
the pattern was by.
So this is Talus by Caitlin Rosen in Sugar Bush Rapture in the Smoky Spirit colorway. And I love it, and I think I might finish it in the next couple of days because I seem to be in a hat knitting
That's the
mood.
great thing about knitting hats. I love it.
They're fast
Yeah.
and they're easy, and you
Yeah.
see the progress, so you're excited to keep going. So I love
Yeah,
hats.
yeah.
That's why my
great.
charity
Except
knitting
this
this
hat.
year is
This hat.
is hats.
Bored of that hat.
Oh, I can knit it.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna put it this way.
Yes, and you have one more.
I do. I have, well, it's just more of the same. I had shown my Dragon Scale Scarf by Andrea Jergrau in the Faking Sanity Fixation Light Between Oceans colorway. It's getting messier by the inch because more of it is coming out. I've knit
She's knit this much.
maybe
Sorry.
maybe half of it. So yeah, it's working up really nice. I love how it's knitting. It kind of, the pooling is kind of diagonally shifting.
It's
I really
cool.
like it. So, and it's about 2.5 feet long now. So I'll probably get about 6 feet out of it, and then I'll block it widthwise, so it's about 7 inches wide, maybe 8. Yeah. So I'm really thrilled, and it's nice and soft, and it's super plump, especially on your feet.
Oh, so I finished a sock.
It's so plump.
Out of Faking Sanity Fixation as well. It's our yarn. And we got more of it.
It's Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
This is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. So it never shows up very well. But it's got little flecks of green and purple.
Arms, I'll try.
Oh, I could have put it closer. It just
but there you can see the greens and the pinks.
So I finished a sock. I actually finished it last Saturday. And then Ange wore it. I had a family thing. All my family got together as a pre-Christmassy thing.
And I tagged along because
she always
I'm
comes.
a party crasher.
She's been adopted into the family. Yeah. But yeah, so she wore the one sock and a black sock. But yeah, because I'm knitting them for her. And then I have a whole inch of ribbing.
It was
on the second one.
So comfy.
Yeah.
It fit perfectly, and it's so squishy all day. It was the end of the day. My feet were sore, and I was like, oh, my left foot feels so squishy and lovely.
Yes, and it doesn't have a pattern because it's just a basic sock.
Yeah.
But I did do the sweet tomato heel.
Thank you.
By somebody.
You
know this.
Yes, I do. But I didn't write I didn't write show notes for your stuff.
Well, I didn't think about it because I talked about it last week, so I didn't think I need it.
Yeah, it's by Cat Bordy.
Yeah, so the Sweet Tomato Heel by Cat Bordy. She likes it.
I do. It fits my foot perfectly.
It was really easy and fun to knit. Mm-hmm. It does not fit my heel.
Yeah. I really like it too because if I'm knitting in public, I can do that. Like I don't have to look at stitch counts. I can just do it. Like I can
really
wing it.
It's really easy. It's kind of short rowy, but it's really simple short rows. Yeah. And it's kind of neat because it's got like 4 wedges, and you can do however many wedges you want to make the heel fit perfectly and everything. Yeah, and then I got the toe done, and I Kitchenered, and
squishy socks.
Finished a sock. I'm so glad. And yeah, and it went really fast, so as long as I, get my other stuff done, this one shouldn't take too long. And I totally forgot I was going to bring, I also have a project that I have to start right away, because I took a knitting commission.
Right. I said no. I was bad.
I don't mind knitting for other people, as long as it's something that I want to knit.
Yeah.
So I'm knitting some epically long leg warmers out of Cascade Echo, and I really like Cascade Echo.
You do. You'll plow through it because you love the yarn.
Exactly. So yeah, that's that. And she won't have a set time. She had to have it by. So not like last Christmas when, like 2 weeks before Christmas, I decided to crochet a mermaid tail for my mom to give to my niece, and that took a while. I was doing it the night before.
Well, and I had done a couple of commission knits last year and was just so done with the process.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We normally don't, but yeah, I'm doing that one.
While.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry.
I'm revealing it.
I kind of tangented.
No, that's good. I only have one other whip.
But it's an epic whip.
Well, it's one you've seen before.
Many, many times, and you will again.
And this is my JoJo bag. So it's my Handspun Returning Shawl by Danielle Morgan. It hasn't changed since the last time. You're holding it upside down. Sorry. I want to show the blue at the top, even though that's the bottom of the shawl.
I was holding it right side up.
So it's got the blue in there. It's ready for the 3rd color. And you may remember me talking about my scurfy Shetland and Cindy mocking me for the word scurfy.
Scurfy is a great word, but it makes me think of scurvy. That sheep.
My shawl doesn't have scurvy.
The sheep should have eaten a lot more citrus.
I don't know that that's good for them.
Limes, yes.
But
no, don't feed your sheep lime.
So a lovely friend from Ravelry sent me some replacement Shetland. So this is how much out of 100 grams. This tiny little 15 grams is what I managed to salvage out of my Shetland.
Didn't you have like half a pound?
Yeah, the whole thing was scurfy except
I know,
for the
you
first
said 100
batch.
grams. You said
Oh yeah, but I
grams.
had just divided out 100 grams for this spin.
Oh, okay.
So this was my original Shetland, and that's how much of it I managed to salvage. And then she sent me a ½ pound more, and look how close the color matches.
It's the exact same.
I was gonna say on the screen. Oh, that's more accurate. So you can see this one is maybe a touch less rich, but that's it.
No.
Sorry about the light. Apparently there's a cloud or something that is no longer hiding the sun. But yeah, the color looks almost exactly the same. And I've got enough spun now between the two to finish the shawl. And I'm really excited. It's going to look fabulous together. So it'll be those three. But
I was like, I didn't think it was.
Yeah, so when I ran out, I bit the bullet and ordered some yarn. And then I got offered this one in the interim before the other yarn arrived, and I ordered this from New Zealand, from the place I always talk about, Kate at Heavenly Wools, and the last parcel took like 8 weeks, so I thought there's no way I'm gonna get this before Christmas, so I'm just gonna knit the Shetland. But I finished this, and then this arrived, and you may notice it's just a tiny bit lighter, but it would be the same fiber. So it'd be a much softer shawl if I did it with that instead of the Shetland. And I'm kind of tempted now to use this like for a cowl or something, or mittens. It'd make fabulous mittens. And this would be my thumb ball. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna do mittens with the Shetland now, because I kind of want to do this for the shawl. It's so much softer than the Shetland, and I love the Haunui. And Kate was so fabulous. She remembered me talking about, like, I had asked her about a color, because she has a couple of dark natural colors, and I had asked her about a couple, and showed her a picture of my shawl and these two balls, and said I was thinking of the charcoal, and she said she thought this natural black would be better, but then she remembered that conversation and sent me a sample of the charcoal too. And Kate, you were right. I like the contrast much better with the natural black. Yeah. But this is going to make its way into some minis, and I love her customer service. Her fiber is fabulous, but her customer service is second to none, and her colors are fabulous, and yeah, I just love her, and she's a sweetie. So that's my shawl, and that's going to be making some progress again now, but I can't start the Haunui quite yet, because after finishing this, before my new Haunui arrived, I wanted a quick spin, and this is a natural BFL, not superwash treated. This is all that I have left to spin. It's dyed by a wonderful friend in Calgary, who used to dye under the Spinknit, the Fibre Queen shop name, and I love her stuff, and her prep is fabulous. And the first thing I ever spun that was pure wool that I felt looked remotely like yarn was BFL she included with the wheel I bought from her. So I always have fond memories of her and her fiber. So I feel like all my spinning is because of her. And this is what it looks like knit up. And it's
not knit up.
Spun up. I know the difference, really. So you can see there's kind of warm greens. There's a little bit of kind of a light moss or mint green in there, just tiny little variations. And then this dark foresty green. It's beautiful. And the colorway is called Secret Forest, and it's so soft. And I have another bobbin at home, so this will get done probably this week, so that I can start spinning on the Haunui, and I'll apply this next weekend and then start on the Haunui. And I'm so excited. I don't know what it'll be yet, but it'll be yarn by the next podcast.
It'll be yarn.
it will grow up to be something else, but for now it will be yarn by next podcast.
I like
so
this is the baby, and then this is like adolescence. Well, no, this would be like toddlers, because then Plied would be adolescence, and then it grows up into.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It is very nice.
The light color just kind of glows out of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, she did a beautiful job.
And he always does.
Yeah. I love Annie. Annie, I love you. And I love your fiber.
Is Annie watching?
I don't know. Maybe
if
not.
You are. We miss you.
We love you and we miss you.
Yes.
So that's
and we love
spinning.
seeing all your vlogs.
Fluvogs.
And
all her sewn dresses. She's been making so many clothes
awesome.
lately.
I realized that there was something I was supposed to talk about and I didn't.
Yes.
So someone had asked me about knitting in the round on 2 circulars. And I'm not going to do an actual tutorial because there are much better ones out there. Actually, knittinghelp.com has, well, they have excellent tutorials, but they have one on knitting in the round on 2 circular needles. And she's great. It's under advanced techniques. But this, okay, so basically, I don't know if you have done magic loop or DPNs before, but it's like magic loop, except you've got your 2 sets of needles. So half the stitches are on each cord. And then when you're knitting, you just slide it down and you knit. So you're always knitting with the same needle.
Like both ends of the same needle.
Both ends
you
of the
change
same
needles as you go around.
Yeah, I guess that. See, I'm not doing tutorials, but yeah. So, and actually, a lot of people, when they do this, if they knit with like wooden needles or anything, they get 2 sets that are different colors. Mm-hmm. So if your tips are the same color, then you're knitting with the right needles. Because if you knit with the wrong one, then you end up with all of the stitches on one needle and you drop a needle and it's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have half your stitches on one needle and you knit them, you knit across them, and then you switch to the other needle. So it's just like with magic loop.
See, I'd say it's closer to DPN in that you finish all the stitches on one needle, then you
and then
drop
go to the next one
and move to the next one.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, it's just that there are 2 instead of 4.
It's also the same as magic loop because in like these ends of the needles would be your loose loop. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love this technique. It's my favorite.
Me too. That's how I knit everything in the round.
I cannot knit with DPNs because I learned how to knit on circulars, and I get to the end of my needle and I drop my needle because it's attached. I was at a Yarn Harlot class, and we had to do some techniques on DPNs, and we were even being timed because it was about learning how to knit faster. And I got to the end of my needle and dropped my needle, and the DPN went click, 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 down to the floor, rolled away, and I'm like, nah.
This is not faster.
Every time I got to the end of the needle, I dropped the needle. But yeah, knitting on 2 circs is fabulous. It's for anything smaller than you have a needle size for. So I could do this on one little tiny circular.
Yeah.
But,
so if you have an 8 or 9 inch circ, you could do a sock, or if you have a 16-inch circ, you could do it on a hat. Or...
Yeah. So yeah, I do this. So most of my hats I do on a 16-inch, and then when I get to the decreases, I just add another needle in, and just do the small, like the decreases on 2 needles. Yeah.
Plus you get free wind chimes. This is why you always hear my knitting rattling, because I knit everything on 2 circs.
I don't think anyone else can really hear that, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you can hear it on the podcast.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's so sad?
I like the wind chimes. Okay, but yeah, that is, I love it. I do it for everything.
So, and just
I don't magic loop a whole lot. Yeah. I can, and it works fine. But I
do
like
on
this
my bigger
better.
socks, like on my dad's worsted socks, I've magic looped, but I don't like it on the finer wools. I don't know why. Yeah. But I've done a few other things on magic loop and enjoyed it. So
I'd rather be able to do it all on one if I can. Actually, and we got 9-inch needles into the store, and I tried them, but they're bamboo, and I knit so tight that...
Yeah, you need the metal.
I have to use metal needles. But yeah, I forgot I was going to talk about that. I said someone asked me, so I had to talk about it. Yeah. But yeah, knittinghelp.com has great tutorials.
Knitting Help is fabulous. One of the things I was going to just add, Cindy mentioned using the different colored tips.
Or different cards.
So it's not like you would say these 2 ends are blue and these 2 ends are purple. It's for each set. So you'd have, like, the sole of your foot would be the purple needles and the instep would be the green needles or something, so that you can tell them apart. So when you knit on this one, you're always grabbing, if this is a purple needle, you're grabbing the other end of the same needle. So you're grabbing the purple one. So, yeah.
Because that is the main mistake that people will make.
Yeah. And then when you get to the end, you just drop both ends of that needle and grab the other one.
And go to the other needle.
Yeah. So it's super no fuss.
Oh my.
Like there's no cords tangling, and yeah, I really like it.
It's great.
So
oh.
into story.
Oh no, you've got your talk. Sorry, because I interrupted. You have acquisitions.
Okay.
She has one acquisition.
I was just gonna leave it.
Well,
when
no,
I got the Haunui, when I ordered it, because shipping from Canada, shipping from New Zealand to Canada is expensive. I decided to get a second braid to go with it to make the shipping. Because then instead of $8 for one braid for shipping, it was $4 each, and then it's more affordable.
Totally affordable.
Yeah. This
shipping
is velvet curtains.
I was like, it's not velvet grapes.
No. And it's coming out a little pinker. If you can see kind of the red wall in the background, it's kind of like a Christmassy burgundy red.
Christmassy burgundy.
Yes, it's a thing. Like cranberries and stuff. This is kind of that way. Like this is showing a little brighter and pinker than it actually is.
It's lovely.
It's the same gray Haunui humbug blend that I spun for my shawl for the first color, but over dyed in the velvet curtains, and I love it. I love the depth of color you get from spinning from a blend like this. It looks naturally heathered, and it's just beautiful, and I love Haunui. Have I mentioned I love Haunui? See, this week they're spinning. I felt guilty saying it's a spinning podcast the last few because there was no spinning, but there will be more spinning in my future now.
Sure there is.
Yeah.
And possibly soon there will be some weaving. I've got to I have a loom. I have a rigid head of loom that I'm gonna warp, because see, I wasn't warping it because
I was going to.
She was going to and never did. So I think maybe I'll warp it over our Christmas holidays.
I loved the weaving I did, and then I got so enthralled with the idea. I was looking at spending $1,000 on a Louette Jane.
Yeah, and then never wove again.
Because I kept thinking, no, it's yours. I'll just save it. But
I told her
Louette just came out with a new loom. It's kind of in between
Cricket,
rigid head of loom, which is what Cindy has, and the Jane. So the Jane was a tabletop folding loom, but 8 shafts, which sounded fabulous.
The new one, Katya?
No, they have a new one that is the...
Oh, it's called Katya.
No, it's not.
Sorry.
It's okay, but now you've scared it away. There's a new loom. It's in my emails, which I can't check from here, so just trust me, it comes. They already sold out of the first shipment, but it's a 2-shaft loom that also folds down. It's like 5 inches high, folded down. You can fold it down with your weaving on it, and it's a lower price point, but it's 2 shafts and upgradable to 4. And 4 is kind of what I was hoping for. Like, the Jane was much more than I felt I would ever use.
4 shaft is really nice. I have one.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I might do that.
Yeah.
Because I really love the idea. I loved weaving, and now I have all this hand spun, and I don't knit fast enough. I'm a very slow knitter. So I think I might save up for that now.
Sure.
Well, because I save, I don't spend a lot of money. I save up for a big purchase, and then I make it. This year it was a phone. I think I might save up for their new, Erica.
Oh, okay.
It's a Louette Erica.
I thought it was a Katya.
Yeah. So, so spinning and weaving, and she'll get to weave over Christmas, so you might see some of her weaving.
Yeah, hopefully. We close for a week between Christmas and New Year's, because otherwise we will burn out and actually kill each other. But we have something else new.
We do. We have raved about the Faking Sanity Fixation.
I'm not sure why I'm singing the Here Comes the Bride, but it just came out.
I take no responsibility.
Especially since I can't sing.
So let's show some of these close up.
Okay.
So you may have noticed a lot of these colors seem to go well together. So we've got blackberry wine. And it's this lovely plummy wine color.
And that's a semi-solid. And then we've got a what did I call it? Stripy speckled.
Stripy speckles. It's
so like the this.
So you get
this
stripes
stuff
and the light color
like
is speckled.
And this one is called The End of the Affair.
So it's got the same plummy wine color. And then the speckles are blue and gold.
Yeah.
Then we go into Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. And it's got the same plummy wine color is in the speckles in this one. And it's got a bit more of the gold, so you can kind of see a little bit there. And then there's not as much white in this one. It goes into a pale blue for the base of most of it.
Which goes with this one. Okay, they all go together, but this one is a wrinkle in time.
And this one's a true speckle. There's no striping. It's just
a speckle. And yeah, and the base is kind of a bluey,
kind
bluey
of
teal.
robin egg blue.
Yeah, it's kind of, with the same 3 colored speckles.
And
what
then,
next?
well, let's go into this one.
Sure, go for it.
Finish off the blue. This one has no tag.
Oh no, it's called
This is Sensible Shoes. So it's that same blue that was the darker blue of the speckles. And it's called Sensible Shoes. And that goes well into the next true speckle.
Another true speckle. And this one is The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
That one needs to be closer to see them.
So it's an actual white base with these,
natural.
Yeah, sorry, natural. With the same 3 color speckles.
So, and these are sloppy skeins because I haven't reskeined them yet.
Yeah.
But they do look better once they hit the shelves.
Okay. And then the last color is Dune.
I love that.
So yeah, they all...
Gorgeous golden mustardy color.
They're all coordinated.
Yeah. So if you have stripy projects in mind or 3-color shawl projects in mind, these do have a little bit less yardage than most fingering yarns because it is so plump. Yeah. But it's fabulous for a nice, cozy, like heavy fingering to support weight project. And they all go well together in they so many different combinations that look well together. Yeah. That could go with that. That could go with that.
Oh, yeah. So... and we're getting them up on our Etsy shop.
Yeah.
And
I've got the templates up, so there will be an update. We're recording this on Sunday. And there will be an update later today. So by the time you see this, there will be some new stuff on the Etsy shop. It will have some of this yarn as well as some of my aromatherapy jewelry. And then we'll be slowly getting up more stuff. The process is slower than I remembered when we did this last time, so it's taking a little bit longer.
Well, you know, then we were only working like 40 hours a week.
True. There's a little bit less spare time.
Yeah,
and I'm not willing to give up on sleep or,
knitting.
Eating or peeing.
Knitting's more important.
Knitting is more important. Way more fun, too.
What else do we have? Oh, so that's pretty much all the knitting stuff.
Yeah, I think that's it. We've blathered on for a fair bit.
We're still doing our Knit the Alaska Highway make along. It's anything you want to do. So my cross stitch is going to be included and stuff. And it's just the original plan was to do it till the end of the year, but we're probably going to go a little longer so we can get to a big milestone, but it's all about we're seeing how far up the Alaska Highway, because we are at the start of the Alaska Highway, we can go with our knitting and crocheting and everything, and spinning.
Just count the yardage of whatever you've knit or spun or woven and add it to the mal. So if you're interested in getting in on the prizes, definitely go to our Ravelry group, find that thread, it's stickied, and you can... anybody who's submitted yardage will be included in the final draw when we finish. So.
Yeah, so we're hoping to get to the Peace Bridge, which is like 50 kilometers up the highway, which, I mean, doesn't sound like much when you're driving, but when you're knitting, that's a lot.
It is a lot of knitting.
It is a lot of knitting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was our...
And it's been fun. It's been fun seeing new projects show up,
It really has, and it's gotten our Knit Night ladies who are not internet savvy involved with because...
And they've really enjoyed the knit along.
Yeah, they really have, it's nice because they don't usually do like a specific pattern knit along or anything. So it's been really nice. And then in the new year, we'll have some kind of new knit along or something. Yeah. We have some ideas.
We have tons of ideas. They're limited mostly by time and or lack of a TARDIS.
Oh, more time in my day would be excellent. I would actually read more. Yeah. Which takes us to Culture Consumed.
Hey, good.
Oh, what?
Because we just said TARDIS, and I didn't show this when I showed my hat. Look Look at my stitch marker.
It's
a TARDIS. I'm a Doctor Who nerd.
We're nerds of all sorts. Oh, yeah. I am a oh, you can't see it. No. It says book nerd. I'm a book nerd. But so we're too culture consumed. So
yeah.
If you're only here for the knitting,
content is pretty much done now.
Yeah. But we'd love you to stay because we have some cool stuff to talk to. So I actually read a whole book this week. I actually started a couple others, but
this one sounds really cool. I want to read it.
It actually took me one evening, even though it looks like a beast, but it is a graphic novel called The Less Than Epic Adventures of TJ and Amal.
It looks
by
so good.
E.K. Weaver. So, and it's actually an omnibus of the 3 volumes that make up the entire story. And it's fabulous. It is definitely mature content warning, but it is really good. So it's Amal wakes up the day after he has come out to his parents and called off his arranged marriage, and finds out that he went and got drunk after that and promised TJ, who is someone he has never met before, they met that night, that they would drive across the country together because Amal wants to go to his sister's graduation in Rhode Island, and TJ, well, he doesn't know why TJ wants to go across country, but it's basically this whole thing is their trip across the US. And it is really fun, and she's going to read it next.
I am. But I might finish something else first.
Yes. You're reading a book.
I am. I even brought it. I have been wanting this one since I heard about it. It's Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I don't read a lot of teen fic or young adult fic.
I do.
But I read a couple of his that I really enjoyed. And when he first started talking about this one on his, like on the Vlog Brothers, I think, is where I first heard about it. He was talking about, dealing with mental health and that this book was a really hard one to write because the main character is dealing with mental health issues, and he talks about you going into thought spirals that kind of drag you down, and I just thought I really wanted to read this.
Yeah.
Cindy mentioned that she's struggled with mental health issues before. I have too, most of my adult life, so I think reading about it and learning to deal with stuff and not being afraid or ashamed to talk about it gets a lot of people willing to go talk to someone. So if you have an issue, you're not alone. I do too. And talking to a doctor and getting on medication has brought me back to mostly the land of the living. And I can smile and be goofy and be crazy, and that's all good things. So I'm excited about this one. I started the first night. I was so exhausted. I read like the back, and then I read the little blurb on the front, and read the dedication, and flipped to the first page, and then woke up with it like on my chest in the middle of the night. So this weekend I got a little bit more read, and I'm really enjoying it. Although it's really weird because John read the first chapter on the Vlog Brothers channel.
Yeah.
And the main character, who's the narrator of the book, is a young girl. But I keep hearing John's voice.
Yeah.
And John as John. So
yeah.
it's a little bit bizarre, a little surreal, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah.
Yay, and I get to read it next.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And when I've done this one, then
I bought it for her so that I could,
She bought it for me, and she didn't wait till Christmas to give it to me, which is really nice.
Yes.
So I can read it now.
And I actually watched some things that were not Voyager this week. I did watch some Voyager. I'm into the 6th season now. But what did I watch? Oh, I watched Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I am very behind in the Marvel Universe. I have watched the first Avengers movie and the first Captain America movie, and now the second Captain America movie, and it was really good.
I've watched Ant-Man. It's the only one. Which was really comical.
Yeah, I gotta watch that soon.
You should. It's really funny.
I'm online a lot, so I know everything that's happened in these movies because it's out there. It's part of the collective consciousness now, at least of the, internet generation. God, I'm way too old to be part of the internet generation. But hey, I was the first internet generation.
You're old.
I am old. But yeah, really, really fun movie. And, you know, I kind of dealt with it. It even dealt with mental health a little. PTSD. But, and then last Sunday, I had a really terrible old romantic comedy watch fest. Yeah. Yeah. I watched Bridget Jones' Diary, which then prompted us to spend 10 minutes trying to come up with Hugh Grant's name.
Yeah. I'm bad with names.
We were in the car, so we couldn't look it up.
It wasn't helpful. Neither of us have data on our phones, so we couldn't look it up until we got here.
Yeah. And then I thought of it. But yeah, she's terrible at names, and I don't know, I just couldn't think of it. So yeah, we were like, okay, he's in this and this and this and this, and we named off like 10 movies he's been in, but couldn't think of his name. So yeah. And I also watched Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. I was just in that mood, apparently. And yes, Topher Grace with glasses is... Anyone with glasses is my kink. Yeah, and I watched something... Oh, I watched a terrible Christmas movie that was on Netflix.
Oh, the original one you said.
Oh, it was like A Christmas Prince or something. It was like every cliche in every romance novel and bad Christmas movie, and it was really fun. It was, I mean, really terrible, really fun.
Sometimes you just need to turn off your brain and watch something for fun.
Totally. Yeah, it was. The scenery was pretty, and I'm not talking about the people. The scenery was pretty.
Literally the scenery.
It was filmed in Romania, and it had a castle because there was a prince. Sorry, it was really bad, but you should watch it.
Good sales pitch.
Yeah, great sales pitch.
Yeah.
So what did you watch this week?
I watched podcasts.
All the same podcasts, mainly.
I caught up on I'm horrible. The Something Feathers. The two.
I can look that one up. Where'd my phone go?
They're from Airdrie. They've put up their third episode now, so it was an easy one to catch up on because they just started.
They're very easy.
So I thought that'd be a good one. I've checked out a whole bunch of new ones. I tried the Christy Glass and watched a couple more of the Codependent Knitters and watched a whole bunch more of Stranded because I just love her. More. And more of the Skein-Deer knits and I tried one new one that I got as a recommendation on the drawing, on our prize draw, which is, see, I was writing my notes when we were packing up to go, and I got culture consumed and then blank page. That's my culture consumed. So I didn't have time to write down
I'm so sorry. Notes. I totally know which one you mean, and I cannot think of the name of it.
Don't worry about it.
We'll put it in the show notes.
It'll be in the show notes. The show notes include everything we've talked about, always. Yeah. And they're always in the description box below, and on our Ravelry group, there's a separate thread for show notes. So if ever you're looking for anything we talked about, you can check it out in either of those places. Mm-hmm. So,
you've just been watching.
I think that's about it. Other than this morning, we watched like 5 episodes of Dresden Files.
Right, the Dresden Files! Which was
fun.
A TV show that came out probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Based on, I don't know.
Based on the Jim Butcher books.
Yes. And they're really fun. They did like a 13-episode season, and that was it.
Yeah.
But
they're fun.
They're a lot of fun. And actually, the books, I haven't read any of the new books, but the books are really fun too. Though it's funny because, okay.
Karen is wrong.
Well, her name is wrong too.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so Murphy is like a main character. And she is, in the books, she is like short and tiny and Irish. And in the movie, or in the TV series, she is Hispanic and dark-haired. But both of them are awesome in just very different ways. And then I actually like Dresden, the character. Harry Dresden, his name. He's a wizard. Oh, okay, we can tell you about it.
Spoiler alert, on this 13-year-old book, you find this out in the first couple of pages.
It says it on the back of every book. The whole point of them is Harry Dresden is a wizard in modern day Chicago, and he hires out his services to help people, and he also works with the police. And
Murphy
is the cop who works with him, and they're really fun, and they get more and more violent as the series goes on. But as with all things, because you have to up the stakes every time, right? But they are really fun, and I actually like the Harry Dresden character in the TV series better than in the books, because he's a little misogynistic in the books. Well, in a really strange way, because he thinks that he, loves women so much. And anyway, sorry.
The shows are really good.
The show's really good. The books are really fun too, if you can get past it.
I only read the first 2, I think.
Oh, that's the problem. The first 2 are really good at setting up the whole thing, but they really take off in the 3rd book. Yeah.
I enjoyed the books.
Yeah.
They just didn't grab me, but the TV series did.
The 3rd book really you start getting recurring storylines, and then you kind of have to read them in order. Yeah. They're a lot of fun. And actually,
and now that it's off the air, you should go look for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have the DVDs. I have no idea if it's on any kind of streaming service or anything, but it is lots of fun. Yeah. Another one filmed in Vancouver, so lots of
sites that we recognize.
We watch a lot of shows that have been filmed in Vancouver, like Stargate and terrible TV show. The Sentinel. And
fabulous.
I never watched X-Files, but it was filmed there too. And it's
so funny because we actually went on to Vancouver on a vacation at one point, and we called it the TV Pimp Tour because we just went to all these places that were on different TV shows that we would watch. Yeah. So we'd be like, look, this is Teal'c's home planet, and oh look, this is Tolana.
We went to the Simon Fraser University, which is used in like every TV series, just because it looks very different than a lot of buildings. And we had a lot of fun.
It was fun
on that trip,
except for the car dying.
Everything
else was good.
Our epic car adventure. But I think
that's it.
And we're still under an hour, so woohoo!
Oh, but this is a long one. I think this is our longest one. So I think maybe we'll stop there as Cindy gets the crazies. And
gets the crazy. I always have the crazies. Always have the crazies.
Yeah. So have a great week. We'll squeeze in one more podcast around Christmas.
Yes.
It may be the day after, like we might do it Boxing Day or something like that.
We're aiming for like Boxing Day, because 2 weeks from today is the 24th, and that's not.
It's not going to happen on Christmas Eve.
No.
So.
So we're thinking Boxing Day or the 27th, and.
Maybe we'll show off some goodies if we're lucky.
Plans. Oh, yes. If we do it right after Christmas, we'll have, if we're lucky. Yes, we have yarn coming for Christmas.
Well, you have yarn. I guess you mentioned you bought something for me at a yarn store, so I guess I know too.
So we'll have some pretties to show off. And maybe we won't be at the store because we won't be working.
It'll feel weird to podcast anywhere else, but we could totally do that. So. Anyway, I think we'll sign off there. I'm going to finish off my tea and put away all our yarn.
I will make the yarn dance. Yarn dance.
Have a great week, everyone.
I'm not crazy. I promise I'm not crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
See ya.